Well, I never thought I'd actually have to make a video response to something that occurred on Facebook. But I figured the best thing to do would be to use my voice and my actual... I guess a video would probably be better, because it actually gives the sentiment of what I'm saying a lot better than just simply tacitly typing it into a comment bar, pressing enter and hoping the person understands what I'm getting at. Because apparently, despite the fact that I've made responses in the comments, this did not fucking work. So, let us begin. Let's read this comment that was a response to the first one. I don't have any problems with your family, but I'd ask that you respect my right to free speech and perhaps have the family keep a more watchful eye on him. If he truly needs help, then get him the help he needs. I didn't insult him or use degrading language towards him at all. All I said was he was trying way too much to be the next David Hogg instead of trying to live his own life. If you don't approve, that's your right to disagree, but I won't remove the post. He can always remove the tag from the timeline on Facebook, which he can. He can remove the tag at any time from his timeline. It doesn't really require a whole lot of effort to do so. In fact, it's actually one of the simplest things a person can do on Facebook. Let's read the response to this, shall we? We did get him the help you need. If you've read my comment, I did read the comment, but I still think it'd be a good idea to make sure that help is constantly sustained. He's an adult, not a child. Therefore, we don't monitor him 24/7. I'm not saying he's a child that you need to monitor 24/7. I'm just saying there are certain red flag behaviors that you've obviously missed, and that you should keep a better eye on these things. When he realized something wasn't right, we took him for help. I'll gladly just report you. No biggie. Oh, I see. So you're threatening to report someone's profile and potentially get their privileges suspended, if not terminated, simply because of the fact that someone said some things that were mildly abrasive that you didn't like. Yes, because it's not... Yeah, okay, so me telling him to just stop making statuses, constantly bitching about things that he himself is not getting involved in, to stop. You're telling me to stop telling him that he's acting like a hypocrite. You think that that's somehow going to be like some sort of violence, I'm guessing? Let me guess. You think that someone disagreeing with you is some form of violence, don't you? You think that any sort of disagreement that's met with any sort of derision... Let me adjust my microphone. Is somehow like some form of violence. Truth be told, it's not. I wasn't calling for violence against him. I wasn't calling for anyone to fucking harm him. I was simply telling him to stop being a hypocrite and telling people to get involved in things that he himself has not gotten involved in. My only response was this. So throw a tantrum online. I hate to say it because it is the equivalency. The equivalency here is, you say something I don't like, I threaten to report you. I threaten to report you in front of everyone. And here's the thing, I don't respond to threats well. Especially when it comes from someone who's just tacitly trying to suggest that someone does or does not just automatically owe them some sort of respect. No one owes anyone respect. Respect is earned, not given. I don't have to sit here and have you platitude about how bad of a person you think I am because I tell a member of your family to calm the fuck down. Okay? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? You have the right to disagree. You have the right to say that you do not like what I did. I respect your right to have an opinion. I respect your right to disagree with mine. But don't you dare fucking tell me I'm not allowed to say what I feel. Don't you try to trample on the very rights this country helped stand for when it initially became its own ratified nation. So don't even start that shit. Don't even try to tell me that my rights should be fucking rescinded, or they should be restricted or limited just because it offends you. This isn't like me walking up and punching someone or walking up and physically hurting someone. I simply said a few words that were unkind. They did not incite violence, they did not result in violence. Don't try to tell me that I'm somehow accountable for someone else's fucking problems. Piss off. If you'd actually bothered to actually send me a message about this or try to talk to me privately using your own profile, I'd probably take you a lot more seriously. I'd probably be a lot more willing to listen to what you have to say. But when you come to me more or less just issuing a threat to have me reported on Facebook because I said some unkind things about Cameron, it doesn't come off as someone who actually wanted to try to come to me and say, look, we don't like what you did, could you take it down? It's not the same thing as saying, take it down out of respect for our family that you do not really know. Give us respect. Your opinion is your own. It matters to you and you alone. People close to you may value it, but I'm not obligated to value it. Do you understand that? Had you simply come to me privately about this, I would have been a lot more amicable. I would have been a lot more willing to listen to what you say and put it under consideration. But when you try to put me on blast on public display and try to make me look like some sort of unfeeling monster, that's kind of when I have a lot less of a willingness to cooperate. Because it feels like you're trying to pull me out in the open, instead of actually trying to understand why I said what I said. And that's why I'm not going to cooperate.